Hi guys, I'm Mary Lisa with Spirit Collective, and today we're going to talk about connecting to your higher self. Have you ever heard people talk about connecting or getting close to your higher self and kind of wondered what that meant or how you can do that? This video is for you. I'm going to go over 3 specific ways you can connect to your higher self, as well as why it's important and how it can help you. For me, connecting to your higher self is important because it can guide you closer to things like authenticity, happiness, freedom, and peace of mind, peace of being, peace of living. Connecting with your higher self is an incredibly spiritual and personal journey. So these are mere suggestions, and I really encourage you to find what you like and kind of discover what it can mean for you and how it can help you in your life. All I know for sure is that these exercises will greatly benefit you and allow you to feel more free and more joyful. So what is the higher self? The way I see it is I think my higher self is kind of like my soul, the connection to who I am deeply on the inside without all of these external factors and sources. It's my pure essence. It's something that I strive to be and want to be, my most authentic and powerful self. This aspect of ourselves, our higher self, can get muddled and dimmed by things like trauma, toxic ego, circumstances, false belief in limitations, and even loneliness. The higher self is kind of who we aspire to be, who we know on the inside that we can become if we become our greatest, living our best lives. When I connect to my higher self, I know that I'm actually connecting to what is my highest good, my purest self, my best intentions, straight to my heart and my soul. Whatever your religious or spiritual beliefs are, connecting to the higher self is incredibly important because it's getting to know the inner depth. And with that can come things like shadow work, learning to accept all parts of yourself and loving yourself through it all. I have a video on shadow work if you want to check that out. Connecting to this aspect allows us to connect to the power four. And those powerful 4 things in life, to me, are abundance, love, health, and personal expression. Not only does the higher self embody all of these things that we just spoke about, but the higher self, it changes as much as we do, as much as we allow it to. The more we open our eyes and realize our true potential, the more beautiful our connection and our understanding of our true potential higher self is. So now we're gonna go over some ways to connect to higher self. Like I said before, I really encourage you to find your own ways, experiment with these, see if they work for you. The first tip that I wanna talk about when doing these exercises is learning to trust. All intuitive work, all energy work, and meditation and spiritual connection comes from a place of vulnerability, stillness, awareness, and creativity. Having all of these things within us can feel scary sometimes when our realistic brain, our 3-dimensional brain says, no, that's not possible. I was imagining that, and this is silly. Just let that all go. If you want to, you can just imagine that you're playing a game when you do all of this stuff. In this work, if you feel like you are receiving messages from your higher self that you feel like are unhelpful, believe me when I say that is just your ego and your rational mind getting in the way. So first thing that I do is I ask for all interference to be removed and for the messages that I receive to be clear. The way you know if you're making actual connection is if the messages come from love and inspiration. The first way to connect to your higher self is meditation. I have a blog post on how to meditate. There are plenty of different ways. Everyone can meditate. It's not about completely silencing your mind for everyone. There are different levels and layers to meditation, so find one that works for you. But I'm going to lead you through a meditation to connect to your higher self. So if you want, you can close your eyes right now. So after your eyes are closed, take a couple grounding and cleansing breaths. I suggest now, in your mind's eye, climbing some stairs. Some beautiful stairs, methodically. Acknowledging that you are walking up into a higher dimension, into higher feelings, higher knowledge, and higher awareness. When you reach the top of the stairs, you open a beautiful door and walk inside to a bright forested area. Here you feel protected and inspired. Then you call your higher self forward. Ask to be seen. Wait however long it takes. When your higher self walks forward, notice what you see. How do you appear? Are you powerful, calm, beautiful, loving? Then, if you'd like, you can have a conversation. You may ask for clarity, or that any interference in your life be removed from experiencing truth and love. Then just listen. Get to know your higher self. Get a feel. The beautiful being you see and have created is you, and you are becoming it. Ask your higher self to guide you toward your highest good, and give thanks. Then, when you're ready, you can say goodbye, give a hug, and you're going to walk back down those stairs. Feeling the joy and inspiration of having seen your true power and essence. So this meditation is just an example of a way to connect to your higher self. It doesn't even have to be as in-depth as that, or you can take much longer, setting the scene, getting to know yourself. The meditative part of connecting to your higher self is simply closing your eyes and being still, and then letting your mind create. The next way to connect to your higher self is, I don't know what to call it. I call it hand to heart. So I learned this from watching a episode of Missing Links hosted by Greg Braden, which he's awesome, and that show is awesome, but it was super helpful when I tried it out for myself. We know now that the heart sends and receives way more information via chemicals, electrical impulses than our brain. So learning how to connect to that and allowing it to re-regulate itself, not only physiologically, but connecting to it in an emotional, intuitive way, allows us to connect to a deeper understanding and knowing. So this exercise is simple. With your eyes closed and your hand over your heart, connect to the energy of the heart. And that's super broad, but what you're going to do is just listen, feel, and sense. I start counting my heartbeats. I start feeling the thrum of my blood pumping. I feel the quiet and the stillness. And then I imagine the heart chakra, deep green, kind of glowing in a circle around me, emanating from my heart. Once I feel connected to the heart's energy, I imagine it as a living, conscious part of myself, a direct thread to my soul, my higher self. Then I ask questions. This is more for when I think that I need clarity, when I'm confused. The answers to the questions are immediate, and it never comes from fear. I guess my hint to you would be, when you do this exercise and connect to your higher self through your heart, answers will be short, simple, based in love. A third and very powerful way to connect to your higher self is writing. And this is one of my favorite ways to connect to my higher self in a different way, because it's more about a creative process. It's more about creating and opening my mind to what my true potential, my higher self actually is. Meditation is about, for me, getting a visual and like a connection. The heart is about getting clarity, and then writing is about the creation process, which is infinitely fun. That sounded really nerdy, but I like it, and you might too. So you pen to paper, and then you write about yourself as if you were everything that you wanted to be. Mine often takes the form of poetry. This can be a form of manifestation, writing about all the things you have and who you've become and the true power within. I usually write as if I am everything I've ever wanted and feel everything that I desire. I write as if I'm a powerful, energetic being that can create influence and love and affect people in positive ways. So I'll just give you an example of some writing. Something that's really helpful when I'm writing is to use I am in front of the statements to bring it forth into existence. So this is just an example. It might get your creative juices stirring. I am the night sky after escape. I am the ghost of a kiss on your nape. I am the fire that lay waste before you. I am the power you desire to debut. I am the sea after a storm. All I ask is that you do not conform. So I'm writing as if I'm connecting to that power, that higher self within me. And for me, that takes all forms, light and dark, power and gentleness. So I encourage you to have fun with it. So those are my 3 tips. Connecting to your pure potential, your higher self, is an incredibly worthwhile pursuit and journey. And just like most things, it takes time, practice, creativity, and vulnerability. I have a post on ways to connect to your authentic self, which I'll link here and in the description below. That's more of a psychological take instead of an intuitive take, if that's more your style. Just like a single massage or a single healthy meal, they might make you feel good immediately after. It's the dedication to the process that opens up so many doors of joy and ecstasy even. So if you have any ways that you connect to your higher self that were not mentioned, please comment below. We can start a discussion. We can help each other out. So thanks for watching this video. We'll talk soon.